to do that, the rules, as always, 3-minute pitch, sharp. I'll go on stage. Judges, you'll have 1 minute, minute and a half for a question. Normally it's 1 question, but if it's quick, we can fit 2. And you will be judged in innovation, scalability, team viability, and investability. And as always, I'll repeat for the new ones, we need to present this wonderful jury panel that we have, which is humongous. So I'm going to need your aid and your help to do it. We know the drill. I say the name, you say? Come on. Alex Barrera? There you go. Okay, so are we ready to present our judges? Are we ready? Yes? Okay, so let's start. Javier Carrascal from Bankinter. Pedro Muñoz from BBVA. Chris Ye from Blitzscaling Ventures. Mike Hennessy from Blue Bengen. Isaac de la Peña, Conexo Ventures. Martín Beitia, Iberia. Stefan Moraes, Indico Capital Partners. Maria Alonso, ING Bank. Wow, we have fans here. Estefania Rodriguez, InsurTech Hub Munich. Come on, Ana Diaz, MasterCard. Ana Diaz, MasterCard. Okay, thank you. Ignacio González, Mouro. David Jiménez, Mutua Madrileña. Edward Keelan, Octopus Ventures. Giorgio Pastarini, P101 Ventures. Íñigo Laucirica, Semaipata. 4 more, Blanca Wang, Seaya Ventures. Álvaro Alcalde, Telefónica. Álvaro Sanz, The Venture City. And last but not least, Eric Stettler, TopTal. Big applause to our judges. I love Antonello's like stage manager with a big sign, applause, applause, applause. And with further ado, we're going to start with our first startup all the way from Switzerland to be talking about something that I think is super fundamental, super critical nowadays that we're talking about AI regulation, which is how exactly do you assess the risk of using AI models? And to talk about that, please welcome our first startup, all the way from Switzerland, Chris Preus, Principal Data Scientist of Calbeng Risk. Big applause.
So hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm presenting Calbeng Risk today, and what we do is doesn't work again. So, as you know, AI is everywhere nowadays, and it's here to solve the major challenges of today's world. But at the same time, it also comes with certain risks. And Calbeng Risk has essentially developed a unique approach to deal with these risks, to manage them, and also to mitigate some of those. So our framework is composed by 3 key risk types: the technological risk, ethical risk, and also regulatory risk. For each of these types of risk, we have different indicators, which are all between values 0 and 1 to make them comparable. You can all see them here. We have performance, fairness, and then we have these sort of like accountability, compliance, and control, which are more on the regulatory side, which would be things that are covered by the EU AI Act, for example. Our platform is essentially composed by dashboards and analytics tool to interpret the results of our assessments. We have risk assessments as well, which is there to actually assess the models. And we manage the entire sort of life cycle of these models, of the AI models. Apart from that, we also track incidents to assess the quality and the magnitude of the algorithms and the impact that they would have actually on the business. Some of the other components that we're currently working on are root cause analysis and governance tools, and we also have an internal sort of chatbot, which is the Calbeng Data Whisperer, which kind of helps you to interpret the different indicators and risk assessments. So our value proposition is to take a holistic approach to manage the model throughout the entire life cycle, and to engage all the different stakeholders that are involved in the process. So on one side, you have model developers, data scientists, then you also have independent auditors and reviewers, but you also, most importantly, have the risk management team and the sort of executive board, which is there to make decisions when it comes to risk policies and which models to deploy and which ones to kind of maybe not deploy in a real-life scenario. Our market analysis is the following: the target market. We focus on financial services and insurance, technology, and the healthcare sector, because these are kind of the sectors that employ machine learning in a high-risk setting. Competition, you have AI inspections and certification companies, you have AI governance tools, essentially, and also different assessment tools. And we have the potential to partner with some of those. Our team is composed by highly technical people like Julian, Xiang. They both study at ETH, astrophysics, and a PhD in quantitative finance. And then that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hate to be the evil one. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Okay, questions for Chris? There we go.
Thank you very much, Pedro Muñoz from BBVA. Can you tell us a little bit about your success stories or clients or current business that you have in the market?
Yes, so far we've worked with 3 major clients. 2 of them are in the insurance space. One is in financial services. One of the clients is actually a large insurance company from Spain, which we can not disclose, and the other ones are from the UK. So we do have traction on that side, yeah.
Okay, we can take a very quick second question. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah.
Financial risk.
Yes.
Can you explain to us how do you translate those risks into actually, a value at risk? How do you do that conversion?
So first of all, we transform it into a probability, which is then a value between 0 and 1, which is standardized, and then we have our severity assessment, which is based on other incidents, which kind of add the magnitude and the value of it, of the risk, essentially. So if something happened in the past, what was the financial impact of that? And that's how our system learns from that.
I think you're coming out with a couple of clients here. Big applause to Chris. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we're going deeper now, not deeper, but moving into the financial aspect, and one of the critical aspects. And I know it's a paradox or it's an irony, but the more money you have, the more challenging it is to deal with it. So how do you manage? And that's why we have wealth management systems, wealth management teams. However, very few of them use highly advanced tools to allocate the cash, to allocate the money, to allocate the wealth of big fortunes. And to precisely fix that, and I love it because he says this is a platform for the financial advisor of the future. I would actually change that and say this is a platform for the financial advisor of the present. So to talk about that, leveraging AI, data and analytics to personalize portfolios, please welcome Fernando Domecq, CEO and founder of Fintech AI. Big applause.
Let me start with a question. Did you know that today 90% of the money is in the hands of baby boomers, but that in the next decade 40% of that money will be transferred to a new generation that has totally different things, that are requesting different things from their financial advisors? It's a generation that is price sensitive, that is used to having customization, that they're hands-on investors. They've been investing for quite some time, and they want to co-create with their financial advisors. And finally, they're used to having real-time access to information and total transparency on where their money is invested. We have seen that in the US, independent advisors that have been embraced technology are growing at double rate the average of the industry. But this is not a trend only in the US. When we look at Latin America and Miami, we have seen that the number and the penetration of independent financial advisors is rapidly growing. But still the level of adoption of technology and the level of digital experiences that they're offering, it's way below that of the US. So in this context, Fintech AI is building the all-in-one platform that will change the way advisors work today. With CTech, one advisor can manage hundreds of portfolios and hundreds of clients with no portfolio management team because they have AI to help them build their portfolios, with no additional expenditures in data or reporting tools like Morningstars, Bloomberg's, and other set of tools. And finally, they need no ops teams because all the processes are automated, from trade execution to rebalancing the portfolios. But we are not stopping there. We want to give them the tools to win and to help the investors of the future and provide the same level of service to affluent customers that they provide to ultra high net worth. Same level of personalization, maximizing after-tax returns by doing more direct investing, minimizing the structuring fees, and doing tax optimization. And lastly, providing total transparency on where the money is invested with look-throughs and total transparency and metrics. Whoa. Okay. So let me quickly talk a little bit about the type of technology that we do. We believe in direct investing. We think this is going to be growing. So we allow the advisors to define the universe totally customized to their customers and use the AI to ensure that they are highly diversified with technology like direct indexing, mice diversification, or mean volatility. We are combining ChatGPT with our analytical infrastructure to build best reporting in the market and reducing the amount of time advisors spend on this task. But not only that, we are automating most of the processes with batch trading execution, with harvesting, tax harvesting, and rebalancing automation.
Out of time.
I was going to talk a little bit about the business model, but
well, big applause. Thank you, Fernando. Okay, judges, questions for Fernando. One over there.
The question on distribution. So you are targeting the independent advisors. What channel are you using to reach those advisors?
Mainly direct channels. So far, we are focusing on the Miami region and Brazil, where there's a huge growth on offshore opening accounts, and we're helping all financial advisors through that. So direct channels, and we're starting to build some distribution partnerships that will develop throughout the year with some other technology providers. But initially, it's pure direct channel.
Okay. Well, we don't have time for more. So big applause for Fernando.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And we're staying now in Spain to be talking about, I think in FinTech it's very, very common to talk about lending, and with the current economical condition, it's even more interesting to see which lenders are going to survive the economic apocalypse that we're living. But especially important, the lending, especially the micro-lending situations for the unbanked. And this is something, I'll just draw a little bit of perspective here for all my fellow Spaniards here. We're not, in Spain, we have a very advanced financial environment. And we're not used to seeing people that are unbanked. You get out of Spain, out of Europe in general, and the levels of unbanking in different regions of the world are massive. And especially true in regions where they are related, for example, with agriculture, with farmers, and stuff like that. Well, precisely to talk about how you develop, how you progress, how you improve this micro-lending, we have our next startup with micro-lending platform for unbanked smallholder farmers. Please welcome Joan de Ramon, Head of Growth at Ethic Hub.
Coffee. At Ethic Hub, this is the proof of work of social investment and impact investment. Now it works. Thank you. 25% of worldwide population have no access to traditional banking system, which means they cannot borrow money. They cannot borrow working capital. And when they can, the interest rate they have to pay is higher than 100%. Ethic Hub was born in 2017 with one mission: allow those smallholder farmers to get access to fair credit lines, generating social, financial, and environmental impact. We're talking about 1.2 billion people worldwide, an annual financial need of about almost $1,000 billion. If we focus on Mexico, the country where we started working with the smallholder farmers, coffee producers, we are talking about 500,000 people. During the past 5 years, Ethic Hub has developed two different ways to invest in social impact. The first one is by lending money. The second one, it's the real innovation, what we call the crowd collateral system, a kind of blended finance 2.0. Thanks to the use of blockchain technology, we can send money from Spain to, for example, Mexico with low operational cost, below 1%. At the same time, we have full traceability. Thanks to the use of smart contracts, in case of default from the borrower, that crowd collateral system is automatically liquidated into a market in order to repay the principal plus the yield, ensuring the lended money. Thanks to this, EthiCap has been awarded several times, and there's a real reason for this. We are at the intersection between impact investment and blockchain technology, having several competitive advantages compared to our competitors. During the past 2 years, we have lent more than $3 million to more than 600 families, minimizing the risk and diversifying over 5 different kinds of countries. Right now, we are starting with cocoa as well, and having a default ratio below 1%. Thanks to blockchain, again, we have on-life metrics, so we know how we are growing, and trust me, we are skyrocketing. Here, you can take a look at the crowd collateral system. And our business model is quite simple. The borrower has to pay 16% interest rate. 8% goes to the lender, 4% to the company, and 4% in order to increase the crowd collateral system. Right now, we are closing our seed round. So far, we have raised 1.7 million, and this is an invitation for all the investors in this room. We are facing quite challenges, but we have proved that blockchain is a game changer to change the world. Thanks to a multidisciplinary team, we are leading the disruption and innovation. Welcome to EthiCap.
Very good, John. Very good. Thank you, sir. Okay, judges, questions for John. Yeah, speak.
Can you explain which blockchain you're using and why?
Yeah, perfect. We started at Ethereum. We started like in 2017. There were barely no ecosystem. Right now, we were developing on Ethereum, but we are using Celo blockchain. It's a refi, regenerative finance blockchain, and there are low operational costs. That's why. But we are chain agnostics, and we can move to another blockchain. It's not a problem.
Okay, another very quick question, please.
So you're working with coffee, but I'm wondering if it's scalable to different regions and work with different products too.
Absolutely. We started with coffee because of the team. Gabriel and Jori, our founders, were half Mexican, half Spanish, so they were from coffee families. And right now, we started a trial with cocoa, and we are ready to scale up to other different kind of commodities.
Okay, then. Big applause to John. Thank you very much for joining. And before we continue, let me tell you that our next startup is responsible for the giant smiley. They're so thrifty that they're not spending any money, and inside you have the head of marketing, right? That's how good they are. Come on, a big applause for the smiley, giant smiley. Next year, I swear I'm going to get one of those. Anyway, so speaking of money and receiving and managing money, one of the biggest pain points with money is getting grants. And so a lot of companies basically outsource the getting of the grants. And so there are all these consultants and companies that deal with managing the requesting of grants. Now, this process is horrible. Who has requested a grant here? Raise your hand. Yeah, the other ones, 3 or 4, the rest are dead. That's how hard it is. So to talk about how to create the next generation environment, to make this as easier as possible for both the people dealing with big volumes of grant requests and the one-on-one applicants of these grants, please welcome Pedro Robles, CEO and co-founder of Funded.
Have you ever heard about the next generation funds? Where are they? No. Where are they? Did you try to apply to any of them? It's a horrible task. I'm sure that the one who has tried before, it's a horrible task. Why? Because only in Spain there are 20,000 different public calls every year, offering more than 50 billion euros. 50 billion euros. But the point is that they are managed by 2,000 different public administration in a different way, in a different way for the communication and to apply. So if you want to apply to any grant, you have to fight with the public database, and maybe you have to read more than 40 pages of BOE. That's the reason because we have developed the best search engine for grants in Spain. Now it's much easier to find them, but it's not enough with that, because the key of this ecosystem is the grant manager. Most of you are supported by grant manager, and the grant manager, they don't have specific tools to manage the grant. Most of them are still working with Excel. That's the reason because we also have developed our specific tool for them, ERP. Whoa, I'm very slow. Okay, so this is in conclusion. We are making much easier grants for applicants and grant managers, and also for them who want to externalize the service. We are offering them tools for saving time, for increasing sales, and to improve profitability. We were born in 2019. We were testing different approaches to this problem. And finally, we have two business models, SaaS and Marketplace. And we are very proud to be already in profit. We don't have only the will, we have also the best team to afford this project, and because we have all the fields completely covered. I'm Pedro Robles. We want to change the world of public grants. Do you join us?
You don't see if show your shoes. They're startup branded. My God.
Yeah.
The underwear also offended? Don't show. Don't answer. Judges, questions, please.
Hi there. I noticed you were just focused on Spain at the moment. Have you looked internationally, or are you exploring international options at all?
Yes, that's the idea. But I think, since the first moment, we thought that it was very important for us to be in profit, to demonstrate that the business model worked, and afterwards going abroad. Because it's not very difficult to go abroad, but at least we need 1 month to organize all the system for download all the information and to organize the information.
Very quick question.
So you mentioned a search engine. Would you say that that is the key motor of your competitive advantage on an ongoing basis? Is that the engine of what you're doing, is the ability for your customers to find the right grant for them based on their needs? I'm trying to get a sense of what the fundamental technological engine of this is that will maintain competitive advantage.
No, I didn't understand completely.
What's the key difference? Is
the key difference
key differentiation and how it relates to technology.
Engine. We have the first search engine, but for us, the key is the ERP program, because most of the people, there are not specific tools for managing the grants. We weren't the first search engine. We weren't. I think that we are the best, but we weren't the first, and we are not going to be the only one. But the point is to our tool for making much easier the connection between me, manager, and you, applicant, and also with anyone, maybe a bank, maybe anyone who want to externalize the service.
We got it. We got it. Big applause to Pedro. Thank you very much. Big applause to the marketing manager there. And now we're moving to space, and I'm going to give a couple of points here. We're moving to the crypto space. And despite everyone thinking, oh, crypto is dead, let me assure you, crypto is not dead, and it's not going to be dead, and it's going to keep growing, it's going to keep evolving. And there's one thing in the crypto space that happens a lot, which is, yeah, you take care of your own assets that you have there, but how do you take care of that? And taking care of even your own personal assets, how to do the custody that we call of those assets, it's already complicated. But it becomes even more complicated if you're a big and large institution. It's not just the sheer size of how do you deal with your assets, how do you secure those assets, but maybe more importantly, how do you deal with the regulations associated with those assets. So to talk about that, a very good old friend from the trenches, please welcome my good friend, Ángel Luis Quesada, CEO of Onyx. Big applause.
Well, first of all, thank you, South Summit, for letting us to stay here. I am Angel. I am the CEO of Onyx. I don't have so much time, so let me avoid to bother you about the market and put just one thing in your mind. All the European banks are working, trying to give digital assets, cryptocurrencies, tokenization to the final user. All the hedge funds are doing the same, but they aren't the only. You have also, or we are taking in conversation with a lot of companies from other sectors like insurance, real estate, gaming, and similar. And all of them have 3 pain points, at least have 3 pain points. One of them is the technology. All of you know that Solidity is not JavaScript or a smart contract are not website. Of course, the other point is the security, the risk of security. Imagine a bank losing a Bitcoin from one of their clients without the possibility to roll back and without the possibility to talk central banks to help them. And the third one is the compliance, so the regulation challenge. Just in Europe, we have MiCA, DORA, travel rule, pilot regime, anti-money laundering system version, and all of them are issues that they have to complete. For that, we create Onyx. Onyx is the leading crypto asset custodian in Spain. We are the necessary point of union between what is happening in the blockchain, DLT, Web3, and company and their final user. But better than trying to explain what we do, let me explain some business cases on this last year. The first one we launched with BNext, one of the major neobanks here in Spain. We launched with the crypto wallet. Now BNext is not a neobank, it's a crypto neobank thanks to us. In 2021, we launched a proof of concept with CaixaBank, trying to see how to integrate crypto wallets with their bank. We are the only custodian solution that comes to the first sandbox regulatory here in Spain. We go with Renta 4 and all funds to create a tokenized fund, the custody and emission of the tokenized fund. But also, we go with Imantia to the second court of the sandbox regulatory to create the first hedge fund on DeFi in Europe. But it's not only, as I told you, it's not only finance. It's thanks to our partnership with Palm, we are custodian brand NFTs from one of the higher brands, international brands like Xbox, DC Comics, Harry Potter, and similar.
And we're out of time, Angel.
Perfect, because
Yes.
it's then.
Thank you. Okay, so questions for my dear friend Angel. Judges, we have one there.
Hi. One question. What differentiates you from your competitors?
Well, usually you are talking about Fireblocks, Ledger, and similar. There are more like a infrastructure, a security infrastructure, a custodian, but in the infrastructure side. We are more like a full fiduciary custodian solution. We offer a package with all the solutions to operate with us, to access to the blockchain, avoiding the problem with the regulator also.
Okay. Any other quick question over there?
Quick question. What fees do you charge for custody and what fees do you charge for transactions?
We can talk this in the whole of the stage. Okay, we take we have a license. We have an annual license based on the stage, on the use of the platform, because it's not easy. Imagine that we are working with people that offer crypto. We are people that offer Bitcoin, but we have people that offer tokens in a private DLT. So based on some stage, or based on some cases.
Okay, and with this, please, big applause for my good friend Angel. Thank you. Pleasure having you on stage, my friend. By the way, those of you that don't know, Angel was a fundamental part of the beginning of the Spanish ecosystem, startup ecosystem. So he's been working with startups for a very, very long time. Okay, now we're flying to the US to introduce the next evolution of sales online, of e-commerce online, of what we call live shopping 2.0. I must say that we really try to make this live, but you guys have too many devices and are crashing the network, so it's your fault that we're not doing this live. But I hope you get the gist of how the platform works and how our next company is solving the problem. So please welcome a big applause to Mihai Manescu, live shopping evangelist at Streams Live. Big applause.
Hi there. So quite a few innovation out there in the recent years. Humanity has seen this, but there has been actually one industry that hasn't changed at all, and that is e-commerce. So what happens in e-commerce? Well, you see a product, you read a text, you put it in cart, and you buy it, and that's it. Simple, but boring. And the world is changing, and the young generations are sick and tired of boring, so they want more. They want experiences. But the question is, how can we bring experiences and changes to an industry that literally hasn't changed in 3 decades? Well, the solution is live shopping. And what is live shopping? It's a combination of video streaming with social media and e-commerce. And basically, it allows brands to get influencers or representatives to host shows, live shows on their website, to actually engage with the audience via the chat and sell products directly into the live streaming. And there's been a lot of industries who have been adopting live shopping lately, and that is because beyond the fact that it's experience, it brings authenticity to the brand. And not only authenticity, but it can recreate the whole live shopping in-store experience to the online in a live streaming session. And the actual conversion rate for a live shopping session is 9%. So, obviously, the market is growing, pandemic helped, but it's still growing because of China and the US market. And there's obviously a lot of solutions out there that can offer live shopping. But what do we do apart from them is we bring the blockchain technology to enhance the shopping experiences. And this is why we are bringing NFT loyalty, where the NFT is not just a simple image, it becomes a membership card sold in a live shopping session. And an NFT can be packed with a lot of benefits, offline and online. You can go in stores using that membership card. You can even pack travel and shopping experiences. So the sky's the limit, whatever you can pack in it. We've partnered with a lot of cool blockchain partners to bring this idea to life. And when it comes to live shopping, we're pretty experienced as we work with a lot of cool brands all around the world. And Streams.live is a subscription-based software as a service. And since our release in 2021, we've kind of seen a lot of live shopping sessions and streamed pretty many live shopping minutes out there in the world. And this is the team, which is pushed forward by yours truly, who is a scriptwriter and film producer, who has some films theatrically released and available on Netflix. So, join us to the future of live shopping. It's live. Yeah, I should have filmed myself. That was the idea. But you can still claim your reward if you scan that QR code and meet us at the booth. So we're looking for partners, we're looking for resellers, and obviously investors. Thank you very much.
Now I'm wondering, what are those movies on Netflix that I want to watch?
You can search me up on IMDb and you'll find me there.
Okay, there we go. Okay, judges, questions?
Hi there.
This is Isaac from Conexo Ventures. You had a very nice brand wall there, but which kind of agreements do you have with those brands like L'Oreal and the rest?
So we work with some brands, they have active subscriptions with us, and some have custom enterprise plans where we offer them punctual live shopping experiences like Black Friday and Christmas activations and all that. So big brands are more reluctant into going to subscriptions, but the smaller brands find it very efficient to go on a regular basis, doing live shopping on a regular basis. So we've worked with brands from all over, from all industries, as you've seen there, and quite big brands.
Okay. Any other question? No? Okay, then big applause to Mihai. Thank you very much for joining us today. And we're getting to the final ones that we have, so we're flying back to Spain. And you know, I think anyone that has been working on marketing or anyone that has been trying to, well, investing in things, understands that we're using such platforms that amplify the voice of everyone so much that sometimes what someone says, it really affects the value of a brand or of a company and things like that. Well, the next company is precisely capitalizing on that. How do we turn sentiment from global narratives into market performance insights that we can capitalize on? And I really love the tagline, which is cash in on the hype. So to talk about this, please welcome our next startup, Gonzalo de Cadenas, founding partner at Replica.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today. My name is Gonzalo, and as they said, I'm the founding member of Replica, a small startup, has only 1 year and a half old. You probably noticed this thing I'm carrying. This kind of maybe is my token, trying to make me always remember the core line of our thinking process inside of Replica. It's a sentence of a Spanish writer that I love, named Calderón de la Barca from the 17th century. And he says, in life, everything is truth and everything is a lie. What do I mean with this? We understand that what is really shaping reality are narratives. Narratives are everywhere, and they turn into the new commodity of what we use now for trading, for conveying a message, for confronting different views, and can create disenfranchisement on the one hand, or partisan animosity, but also are a means of bringing forward expectations that are embedded in those narratives in the market. At Replica, what we do is we capitalize on a proprietary software we developed some time ago and got patent license. And this software can read 350 million pages a day, more or less, and turn all the information, extract the qualitative information, take the sentiment, take the centrality of the messages, and take the moment when it was created and turn it into signals that we then use as a predictor of market performance of certain assets, not only equity. It can be also NFTs, it can be cryptos, it can be commodities. So that's basically what we do. And how do we capitalize on this? We capitalize on this by offering a subscription-based service, what we call a RaaS, Replica as a Service. You can use our software, you can rent different narratives, and I'll give you some example in a minute. And by renting those narratives, you will find tone values, predictors, and forecasts of specific companies and asset prices that have been named in the narrative that you are subscribed to. Give an example. COVID times, there was a lot of fuss and noise about the narrative and about the topics about whether there would be a vaccine coming out from Pfizer or Moderna or Johnson & Johnson's. There was a cross-conversation across this, and this is increasingly going upwards and upwards when the global conversation emerges and has the social media as the platform, where there was a narrative where opinions and assessments on each other, on the viability of the products and the economic viability of the business models was going to survive going forward, bringing expectations on the prices and share prices that were listed on the internet. We capitalize before that turns into a position. We capitalize it as a product that you can suck in through our platform. And I think I'm done.
Thank you. Big applause to Gonzalo. Hey, don't leave. They might want to ask you questions.
All right.
Judges, questions. One there. Very quick, please.
Thank you for that. So I love alternative data for predictive analysis, absolutely. But when it comes to media narratives and online data, you're getting very skewed data often in terms of what actually shows up on the internet and what makes it into media narratives. How are you balancing the risk of bringing your clients along a short-term hype cycle that may not be indicative of actual information and an actual change in the company's circumstances?
Well, the algorithm not only takes sentiment and tone and hype leading indicators, but also drinks on the centrality of who's provide in the comments. It's not the same if that narrative and specific signal is given by the moment when, let's say, on the crypto times, Elon Musk was putting $1 billion into shopping, or a random opinion was creating a specific narrative on Twitter. So we balance by weighting way less that kind of opinion who has no credibility and no centrality, we call in terms of topological terms, to an informed one.
Okay, so we're out of time, sadly. We're out of time, guys. But I'll let you for the next one. I have your face. Big applause to Gonzalo. Thank you very much. Now, let me tell you, how many times you buy something in an e-commerce and it's not what you expected, or directly it's not what you asked for. And then you go like, you know what? I want a refund. And then it takes forever. You know, to charge you, this is like the tax agency. To charge you, oh man, they charge you immediately. To refund, that's a different story. And not just that, it's not just a refund, it's actually getting a change of product that takes forever to happen. Okay, this is a very common problem, except probably if you're called Amazon, but for everyone else, this is actually a big issue. So precisely to talk to you about how you're solving this at scale with efficiency, our next startup, all the way from Spain, Fernando Pedraz, CEO of Revenue.
Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce you to our two volunteers, Juk and Harek. These guys, they bought this amazing shirt for a party they have on Saturday. But they bought them from different stores. Juk bought it in a store that does not work with Revenue, while Harek bought it in a store that works with Revenue. Hey guys, how do you like your shirts?
Well, I think it's a little bit too large, but I like the product.
Yeah, same here. Like, I bought two. I really like this one with the unicorn and the slots, but still a little bit too large.
Amazing, guys. I guess you then want new sizes, smaller ones?
I would love to, but I'm afraid it won't arrive for the Saturday party.
Oh, and you're right, Juk. Juk bought in a store that does not work with Revenue, meaning, hey, Juk, the process is going to look like this. You need to first return the product to the brand. Once they're reviewed and it's in good conditions, they'll ship the new one, if there's stock left. Meaning that's a 10 to 15-day process. So yeah, it won't arrive in time for your party. That's a bummer, right? Harek, guess what? You bought in a store that has Revenue, so you don't need to think like that anymore. You'll have tomorrow the new size.
That's fantastic. And what do I do with the old one?
With the old one? Just return it whenever you can, man, and go enjoy your party.
Nice, but what happens if I forget to return it?
If you don't, I know you will return it. And even if you didn't, there would be zero risk for the brand because Revenue covers all the risk. And it's not that just we trust people, we're trusting Harek and Juk, it's that we have a machine learning model that allows us to understand how good is the people and who is likely to return their product and who isn't. Meaning that we can decide to whom we offer instant exchange without bearing too much risk. Juk, hey, your product won't arrive in time, as we said. What do you want to do with the product?
I don't want to keep it anymore, so I'm going to return it.
Yeah, I would return it too. So the process is going to be slow, as it was with Exchange, but yeah, you'll get your money in 30 days, more or less. Harek, here's the new size, the one you ordered. What do you want to do with the blue one?
I only need one for the party, so I'll return it too.
Okay, amazing. And you know what's even more amazing? That you work in a store that has Revenue, meaning that you can have an instant refund. So hey, man, here's your money back.
Great. So this means I can just go back to the store and buy other shirts I like?
Yeah. The immediate repurchase is the main benefit of having an instant refund. It's good for Harek and for the brands. And it's not, guys, it takes 5 seconds for the end customers to have the refund back. Imagine, think yourselves, in which store you'd buy again? In the one that doesn't care about the customer long processes, or in the second one that can offer you an instant refund? These are some KPIs that our merchants are achieving with us. Basically, in other words, more people buy again,
and
they buy more times, and they spend more. That's it.
Big applause.
Thank you, guys.
I don't know, I want that shirt. That shirt is amazing. Okay, so questions for Fernando, please.
Fernando, got a question here. You are the risk taker then, and wondering how is it that you make the profile of the person to realize or somehow come to the conclusion of whether or not this person is likely to return the item, even once this person has received the refund already?
You're asking about how we underwrite the risk, right?
No,
I can hear you well.
how do you profile the person, the customer like myself, after you have returned me the money to see how likely it is that I'm actually going to return the item once you have issued a
Risk
refund?
management.
Yeah, we analyze the person before even being able to ask for a refund for exchange. So if you are not eligible to have an instant refund or instant exchange, you won't see the option of having an instant refund. So yeah, it takes like 2 seconds, 3 seconds more or less. Pretty fast. Yeah.
Super short.
Yeah, hello. How much funds have you raised up to date, and how are you allocating those in opening new e-commerces such as airlines, for example, that are not clothing brands?
Amazing question. So we've raised 4 million so far in 2022 when we were born. We are mainly focused now in e-commerce fashion just because they are the ones suffering the most, the problems we're solving. So yeah, we're focusing on e-commerce fashion. We know that we can work with airlines. There are lots of issues with refunds in airlines linked to other kind of different things. But yeah, mainly fashion, operating across Europe and with offices in Madrid and the UK.
Okay, big applause to Fernando. Thank you very much. I love how casual Martin is like, what about for airlines? That was casual. Okay, are we ready for the last startup of the startup competition? Nah, I'm not sure they're ready for you. What do you think? They're ready for you? Are we ready for the last startup? I think now we're getting. So, corporations, big companies, B2Bs, you're going to love this one, because every company has to deal with billing, and every company has to do with payment. And the more you become digital, the more the amount of platforms and gateways you have dealing with all that stuff. Now, for those companies that don't have a massive tech team, this is an issue because yes, I have all these payments coming up, but I have zero automation. And every time I talk to the tech team, it's like, would you mind automating this for us? Yeah, we don't have the bandwidth. This is too hard. Well, listen closely. I have the solution for you. Well, not me, actually, but our last pitcher of the day. So please welcome the co-founder and CEO of Wealth from Spain, Maria Luque.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mary, co-founder of Wealth. We are a billing and payment automation system for recurrent revenue businesses. 10% of revenue in digital companies goes to implementation and maintenance of their payments systems. Here you have an example of a customer of ours, the typical SaaS company. When they start, they implement a Stripe because they think that it's cheaper and easier to use it. But as they grow, they need to add more payment methods, more billing scenarios, more currencies, and so on. So they built a dedicated technical team only to manage all these things. That's why we have created Wealth, a low-code payment and billing automation system for recurrent revenue businesses. Our product has 3 main pillars. 1, payments. We implement different payment methods to allow our customers grow globally. 2, automation. They can set any billing scenario that they need without any technical cost. And last one, reconciliation. All the data in one place. We launched our product 1 year ago. We are now processing 5 million, and we are expecting to end the year processing more than 88 million. I forgot to talk to you about some important things. No, shit. Sorry. Our business model is B2B SaaS. We are charging our customers based on their revenue. The higher their revenues, the higher is our rate. The digital payments industry is huge, and with Wealth, we are focused in recurring revenue businesses, targeting an opportunity of 300 million. Of course, we have competitors since the opportunity is enormous, but the majority of them are building very technical products for the enterprise segment. Unlike them, we are focused on smaller companies because they have very big problems and the risk of not solving it is dead. I mean, this wasn't my presentation. We are former founders with a high technical and fintech background team, and we are here to lead the European payments industry. We raised 1 million almost 2 years ago, and we are now making an extension of 800K to get our product market fit. We consider now the best moment to invest in a company like ours, and you know why? Because I guess that you couldn't allocate 10% of your money every single year in a totally unnecessary and very complex to implement and maintain payment system. Thank you very much.
They say shit happens, right?
Shit happens.
Okay, judges, final questions for a final startup, please.
Hi, yeah, what's the typical size of an SMB to be working with you? What level of complexity they need to have?
I don't
Which
hear you.
level of complexity they need to have as an SMB to work with you? What's the size, typical
No,
profile?
It is very, very easy to implement. It's like the most difficult thing is that you have to build an endpoint to connect your system with ours, and that's it. I mean, it's very, very simple.
I think it's asking, like, how complex does the business needs to be to work with you guys?
Ah, the business. Okay. So we can initiate payments in difficult businesses, like pricing scenarios, like recurrent payments, variable recurrent payments, fractionated or installments. I mean, the most complex, the better, because we can add more value.
Where's the threshold?
SMB to work with you.
I'm not understanding.
What?
How big needs an SMB to be to start working with you?
I mean, they can start from the beginning because the sooner they start, the better, because they are not going to face any problem. But we can work with companies that are making 1 million until 50, 100, yeah.
Okay, we're out of time. I'm sorry. I want you all to have food. So with this, I want to thank Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Big applause to Maria.